All right, boys, we are back in the third quarter with our guys, as usual, shooting at something in the distance. So what are we doing in this episode? Well, I think I'm going to visit this area over here because it looks like there's a lot of materials, and that's one thing we're really running low on our material. Oh yeah, there's a ton of materials in this area. Another thing we're going to do is we have some excess beds, so I'm going to drop this, and looking at over here, it looks like we probably need to set up we need to set up an ammo place. So that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna take our new character out, the poker face character. Got her set up with the baseball cap. That's how I'll do it. The character I'm using will not wear the shark hoodie. Let's see how the vehicle looks. It definitely needs fuel. Food, yeah, we can put food in. Even better. Now we can carry more stuff. So it's all good. So, this week has definitely allowed us to, kind of get things back on track. Are we out of fuel? Oh, it's the wrong location. There it is, survey car. Perfect. And hopefully we can get basically the things squared away. We got a bunch of ferals, but I'm leaving, so that's fine. Wow, is that 3 juggernauts? Jeez. That's, it's more than one. That's, seems like a few juggernauts. Just in my expert opinion, I would say that's a few juggernauts. Oh, I'm not supposed to use the lights. That's right. I'm just kind of like, I just got home from work. I'm just like hit the record button. Yeah, I'll record. And like, I forgot. I don't even remember. I mean, like, I don't have to follow the conditions since it's Fox Week, but like I felt kind of bad that Avery didn't get his request last time because he actually won a slot, but he edited the comment. Then he won it twice in a row. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do Avery Hodgins' request to play without light, and I don't know. I feel like they might have scaled the darkness back a little bit. It's still pretty dark, but it's not like miserably dark. Like I don't know. Like to me, it feels like it's been changed. It's kind of subtle. Like I didn't notice the change until I actually started paying attention to it. And I'm guessing this is it. Yeah. Okay. So time to get us some materials. So in these episodes where I don't have to do like a whole lot of the challenges, like it frees up so much brain power to actually think about other things. Because I don't have to like concentrate on playing the game quite as much. And of course, when I get to fight a bunch of zombies. Oh, we got the crummy execution.
I need to slow down.
Oh,
Won't work.
Darn, I tried. I thought I could get him. This character has endurance, which is not my favorite skill. Oh, gotta get my stamina back. Just a little bit, just enough to do an execution. More jerks are arriving. Oh, I should have dodged, but I thought I'd be able to get away with it. Really? Look at all these plague zombies. I'm just trying to like loot this area, and these plague zombies are just cramping my style like crazy. Okay, they heard me shoot. I was wondering if they would hear me shoot.
This would be a great place for an outpost, I imagine.
We can actually just loot right here. Like forget it. Stupid like plague horde. They can just go be plague zombies elsewhere.
They must be upset they left this behind.
Or no, they could be plague zombies right where the car is. I don't care. Like, I could loot this area. We are far enough away that they're not going to hear it. So, to you. As I was saying, when I don't have to do challenges, there's way more time to actually think about things. There's way more time to have, like commentary and whatnot. So, that's what we're going to do. We're going to, like, talk about some various things. So, someone asked, what is my favorite video game series? And I guess it's kind of a continuation of last episode. Someone commented that, like, Shepard is going to be, like, crying about, like, oh, you know, you're such a bland character, you know, he's going to be crying in the corner. I mean, he probably is. I mean, like I said, like, it's like, the characters like Commander Shepard, like, they have the most basic beliefs. Like, their belief is basically, like, good is good and bad is bad. Like, really novel beliefs. I'm not saying that there aren't some moral dilemmas in Mass Effect, but it's never because of Shepard. It's just because you have to make a decision. Like, it has nothing to do with, like, Commander Shepard's, like, personal beliefs. So it's like, I have no idea. So, what is my favorite video game series? Like, there's no way I could pick one. So I started thinking, what have been my favorite video game series? And it's so, oh, I believe it's up, there must be a way to get up top. Must be like a ladder or something. Or maybe I can just jump up? No? How do I get up there? I hear a screamer. Oh, right now we're using the good old Exterminator's 1022. Very, very reliable weapon. Ah, here's the ladder. It's on the inside. Level 3 farm is done. Oh, that means we can boost our yields. Whenever you upgrade the farm, it cancels your previous yield boost. Oh, we also need to pick some fighting skills, because we've been using the fighting training.
At least it's not nothing.
Let's go ahead and do that. Community. Alright. Oh, shooting skills. Weapons handling. Swordplay. Close combat. Close combat. So everybody has their... I mainly want to get everyone maxed out so that their health is maxed. That's the main thing I care about. And now we're going to get everyone's cardio maxed out, because that will give them their maximum stamina, because you can see you get plus 3 stamina, whereas this guy's getting plus 12 stamina. So that's kind of the first goal. Let's just get our stamina and health maxed out. Somebody's chowing down. Oh yeah, we also have some quote-unquote allies here, people who I can, like, sell to.
Can't let that one up.
You know what? I could probably just make an outpost here. I think that's a pretty good idea. What would be the cheapest one? 400, 300. Let's just claim this one. I just want a place to store our stuff, because we're going to be doing a fair amount of looting here.
There's nothing here that we need.
So,
The
favorite
outpost is
video
looking
game
good.
series? I know what game right off the bat I've played the longest, and that would be World of Warcraft. There's no game I have played longer than World of Warcraft. I've played World of Warcraft for 15 years, and I've played the Warcraft strategy games as well. So I've played Warcraft for a pretty long time. I don't know if I'd ever call it my favorite series, though, which is really strange. Like, how can you play something for, like, 15 years and simultaneously be like, yeah, you know, I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but I don't know. It's just like something I just did. Wow, 2 streamers. Got him. I could hear him charging up that scream. He was like, and then I got him. Cut him short. You know, rained on his parade. But I was really invested in the Warcraft story, but in later times, I started to kind of get out of it. Like, I didn't really agree with the direction that Blizzard took the story in. And while I still like World of Warcraft, I still play it. I don't know. I don't like it. Maybe I've outgrown it a little bit as well. You know, for a while I thought Mass Effect was going to be my favorite video game series, but I kind of outgrew it, and then kind of looking back on it, I was like, oh, you know, I don't think that game was as good as I thought it was. That doesn't mean it was a bad game, but, you know, maybe I was just, maybe when I played Mass Effect, I was just easily impressed. Same with, like, Dragon Age, I was like, oh, this game's really good, but looking back at it, you know, I'm like, maybe I was just easily impressed. And, so, yeah, none of those games, I would say, are my favorite. I thought it was Metal Gear for a while, because I premeditated on this idea a little bit, and I was like, is it Metal Gear? I thought Metal Gear was, like, the most insane game ever. I was really on the Hideo Kojima train for a while. But, like, same with Metal Gear, I kind of outgrew it. And it's not like I think Metal Gear is a bad game. But it's like, I don't know. I just kind of outgrew it. Like, I really liked Metal Gear Solid 3. That's probably my favorite one. And I liked Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. That's the last one I played. And I was kind of upset when they continued making more from specifically the Metal Gear Solid series. Because I was like, you know what? I feel like it's done. Like, you know, I'm not saying you can't make more Metal Gear games. But do you really need to, like, continue the Metal Gear Solid story? Like, why not make a new Metal Gear series? Because it just feels like you're milking it out now. And, you know, like, there's no reason to shut down the Metal Gear franchise, but I feel like they were just kind of, like, inartistically dragging out the story. And so I never got into, like, Ground Zeroes or the Phantom Pain or anything like that. And then I kind of just fell out of love with Metal Gear, where I was like, you know, I'm not going to say Metal Gear is a bad game, but I'm also not going to say it's even close to one of my favorite games anymore. So it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm kind of curmudgeonly when it comes to the video games. Like, oh, Fox doesn't like anything. But that's not true. The problem is that the video games that I... Really? I'll just go into a building and lose this guy. And then I'll go out the back. And then I'll run away and crouch. Oh, he's mad. He's like, you! I can't fit in the buildings. You stink. Oh, is he still after me? He might be after me still. I got more buildings I can go into. Don't think I can't. Okay, I'm gonna make another break for it. Get a little more distance on him. Oh, what's this? A fence? A mighty fence. Something that the Juggernaut cannot go through. What will you... Oh, okay, good. We lost him. Running away is so good. Oh. I don't think I can hit him through the fence. So we've been hanging around in the same area too long, that's why they're getting, like, grumpy. I'm pretty sure we could actually just go over this without him detecting us. Oh, what is that? We got, like, darkness. He's like, is that Pharaoh, like, a lord of darkness? It's the Dark Lord. He's dark enchanted. It's like the zombies are evolving. Like, Undead Labs listen to my, like, criticism of the game. They're like, fine, you think the game is boring? And, you know, you think the game needs, like, more variety? Here. Dark, evil, enchanted undead. What? Where are your gods now? Well, fortunately, we could still run away. We'll deliver this stuff back home. I think that's a good idea. Oh, too late. To you. Alright, we'll just follow the main road. So, yeah, so the problem is that the games that I think are really good are not really game series. And as a result, I mean, like, one of them's not true. So I guess we'll get into the subject of who are my favorite video game characters. Once again, I thought I had like curmudgeonly gotten to the point where I'm like, oh, I'm never gonna have favorite video game characters anymore. Like, video games have gotten like smellier over the years, and they don't make interesting characters anymore. But one character from my childhood that I still consider a favorite character of mine, and I'll just tell you right now. So, in fact, if I remember to edit, I'm gonna put them on the screen. These are my two favorite characters. One of them is Mega Man X from, obviously, the Mega Man X series. It's named after him. And the other one is Asriel Dreemurr, who is referenced in the game periodically. In fact, we had a whole period in the Endless Zone where I referenced the Asriel protocols as a particular kind of self-imposed challenge. Those are, without a doubt, my two favorite video game characters. I'm gonna let these guys get your ride. Get them off real fast. He's on this side, is he? There we go. A quick 50 influence, maybe a little more because we had the radio bonus. And those are characters that there's just something about them. You know, like, it kind of has to do with truffles. Like, so truffles are interesting because to this very day, like, we don't completely understand, like, how truffles grow. Like, we don't really know how to farm truffles, per se. And it's because I don't entirely understand why we don't understand truffles, but it's true. Like, apparently, we don't know how to grow truffles. And the people who farm truffles, like, they just have, like, some kind of instinct or something like that. And that's just how it feels with certain characters. Like, certain video game characters. Let's go ahead and make, there we go. That'll keep us underneath the cap on it.
And to think, I used to worry about politicians ruining the country.
Oh, did he give up? And let's call for... Let's look for ammo.
Let's see if someone knows where to get supplies.
Because I'm tired of, like, not having, like, the resources we need.
We'll handle the situation for you.
Find it. Give me the location to find it. There it is. Scavenging for ammo. But, wait, did we already finish that? Okay, no, we're just growing pretty rapidly. Anyways, but that's how these characters are. Like, they're characters that they're these truffle type characters. Like, you know, where the heck did they come from? Like, where, you know, like, who came up with these ideas? And, like, they're just, like, kind of like the perfect storm of character attributes that appeal to me. And what's ironic is, if you watched the video I did on the leader discussion where I talked about, like, some of the problems I felt the leaders had, I talked about this idea that, like, instead of good and bad, you know, like, we could just kind of have, like, kind of the two mentalities of morality. This idea that there's, like, a Hellenic, Plato-inspired morality, and then, like, kind of a more modern-day, like, cynical... Because, like, Nietzsche did not invent nihilism. Like, I don't know if anyone invented it per se, but I do know that he was heavily influenced by his own mentor, who is given a lot more credit on founding the principles of nihilism. Also, I don't know if I would say that Nietzsche himself was nihilistic. In fact, a big part of his philosophy is trying to come up with, like, a new purpose to replace kind of the biblical purpose that we had before. Anyways, I'm getting a little bit off topic. The point is that I talked about how instead of having, like, good and bad, like, we could have, like, this kind of...
Spotted zombies shambling toward base. Shouldn't be a problem, though.
Oh, got some guys in here.
Nothing worth carrying out here.
Get this guy's like, hey, I'm just trying to get something out of the fridge. And this, like, jerk comes out of nowhere and just starts smacking me in the side of my head with, like, a baseball bat. Like, what is up with that? Oh, this is the guy who died playing Xbox. Or he was the guy, I don't remember who the guy is. He's some guy.
Still around.
Okay, yep, you want to get a baseball bat introduced to your face too. There you go. But, The point, the reason it's ironic is because the two characters that are my favorite characters are very emblematic of those two sides. Like, one of them is very platonic, very like Hellenic, very like objective moral good, very altruistic, very self-sacrificing. That would be Mega Man X. Mega Man X, I don't know if that guy ever gets something. I don't think anyone ever gives him anything. Like, I mean, I guess Dr. Light gives him his upgrades, but like he never gets, nothing good ever happens to Mega Man X. Like, he gives so much. He's the guy who's always beating the game, and yet he can never catch a break. You know, he's always like, no, there's more work to be done. What he's doing never solves any problems. Like, he's never any closer to his ideal world where basically humans and cyborgs could coexist. He's never, in fact, it's the opposite. Like, even though he's doing all this back-breaking work to save the world, and he does save the world, his arch enemy, Sigma, is always making the world a little bit worse of a place. Like, in other words, the bad guy, even though he's being defeated in each game, he's still closer to succeeding with his master plan. And Mega Man X never gets any recognition either. You know, he's always like, oh, you're like a D-class hunter. You're like a C-class hunter. It doesn't matter that he's like beaten the game. You know, like, to speak about it from like a player perspective, it doesn't matter how many times he overcomes the great evil. He's just always getting shafted. And like, I don't think he's ever given the respect that you might expect a hero like him to get. He's not like Superman, where like the town adores him and they're like, oh, Superman, you're so amazing. No, he's very altruistic and he gets like nothing. He even dies. In fact, they both share that. Both Asriel and Mega Man X die, and both of them come back too. And oh, how rude! I'm just trying to like steal the ammo here. And then on the flip side of it, oh, they're also both characters that seek a lot of power. Like, that's a big thing about Mega Man X. He starts out really weak, and over the course of the game, he becomes like way more powerful. And then you've got Asriel on the other hand, also a character like Mega Man X who just goes through a lot of crap. Like, both are characters that suffer tremendously, don't really get anything with life. You know, like, life never cuts them any slack. You know, like, everything goes, like, really bad for them. And what makes them interesting is that they come to, like, very different conclusions on life. Like, X comes to this idea that, you know, I don't have all the answers. I don't even know if fighting is the right answer because I keep beating the game. I keep stopping the evil, and it seems to be getting worse. But at the same time, that's all he knows how to do. Like, all he knows how to do is fight. Whereas, you know, Asriel, on the other hand, has this whole, like, wow, like, you know, life really screwed me over. And he's given a second chance, and he comes to the complete opposite conclusion. You know, instead of, like, having this, like, maybe pathologically altruistic to a fault. Like, altruistic to, like, to the point that it's like, what are you even doing? Like, you're not getting anything from life. Like, why are you doing this? He comes to the complete opposite conclusion and has this mentality that he's like, you know what? Screw it. You know, like, if my life is just going to be this, like, living hell, then I don't know. I'm gonna just I'll figure it out and screw everyone that is, you know, in the way. Like, you know, the world is a game, and it's my turn to be the winner. You know, I'm tired of being the loser in life, and, you know, I'm tired of being, you know, nice. I'm tired of being, like, the nice guy. And he stops, and he's not the nice guy, and he's an incredible character. He's probably... I'm like, do I want to give it to Asriel? Do I think he's, like, the best video game character? I think he might be the best video game character. I might have given it to a character from Knights of the Old Republic 2 named Kreia. But I think I'm going to give it to Asriel. I think he's the greatest video game character. Just absolutely incredible story that it could never have been told by a corporation. It would have, the story had to be told by an indie developer, because the reason why Asriel's such a good character is the patience that the author, Toby, the author, the person who's writing the dialogue, exercises just incredible restraint and subtlety. Like, he's got this great story to tell, and rather than just, like, splurging in the first 3 seconds, like, ho, 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 here's, like, some really obvious hints on where the story's gonna go, he has the self-restraint to allow Asriel to build the subtlety and nuances in the game that's necessary for you to understand why he is the way that he is, and why you might understand... Because, like, if you watch a guide of how to beat Undertale, you probably won't have the same kind of appreciation for it if you played it organically and figured it out for yourself. Because by playing the game multiple times and trying to figure it out, well, where are these zombies at? Oh. Okay, that apparently wasn't all of them. Material recycling disabled? Where's the last zombies? Hey, basically... Oh. Marathon. Don't need any more acrobatics. One acrobatics is enough. Okay, he's got to be over here. It's got to be a crawler. Anyways, my point is that if you had a guide and you beat Undertale in basically 2 playthroughs, you probably would not have
any damage right away.
Spent enough time with Asriel to understand his motivations, because every time you beat the game and you don't get, like, the ideal ending, you're given kind of a hint as to what you could have done better. Not a very direct hint, but, like, you're given a hint. And you're given this hint through communication with Asriel. And the ironic part is, like, you have no idea who you're talking to. Because, Asriel spends 99% of the game incognito as another character, and you probably do not make the connection to who he is. And so, the ironic part is, by time Asriel reveals himself, you've actually been spending a lot of time with him, and he has come to learn who you are and what your hopes and dreams are, and at the same time, you've kind of learned what his hopes and dreams are. And when he reveals himself to be this guy you've heard of, but shows up at the end of the game, you realize how stupid you had been this entire time. And, like, you've been judging the book by the cover, basically. And it's why his final act is so impactful on a lot of people. Like, Undertale has changed a lot of people. Like, when they, especially when they play it organically, there's a lot of people who are like, well, like, the game, like, completely, like, changed my perspective on life. And, like, I hate saying that, because then it starts to put, like, it starts to make people expect too much from the game. Like, there's going to be some kind of transcendent, like, experience. And now, if you were to play Undertale as a result of me saying this, you're going to have this, like, oh, Fox said it was like some kind of transcendent experience. And the moment you come to expect a transcendent experience is the moment that the game has no choice but to, like, basically disappoint. Because you come into it with the, like, oh, everyone said this was going to be, like, the most god tier thing, and it's going to, like, change everything. And basically you never got to enjoy the game as just the game. And, like, that's why, like, I hate to talk about Undertale, and yet I love to talk about Undertale. And that's the exact issue there. But it was, like, for me, when I played Undertale, it was very helpful for me, because at the time my father had died, and I was, like, really, really deep in like, this depression that I had not even realized. Like, I didn't even realize I was depressed. I was like, no, I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me. Like, because, like, I didn't feel sad. I just felt, like, empty, basically. And I didn't make the connection that my desire to be strong through my father's death had just caused me to go numb, essentially. And it wasn't until I played Undertale and I beat Undertale that I saw a reflection of myself. Like, even now, I'm kind of having trouble talking about him. I'm just, like, looking off into, like, the corner of the room, like, thinking about, like, that moment. Because when I finally beat Undertale, and like I said, like, I love philosophy. Like, I listen and I read a lot of philosophy. Like, I understood what Asriel represented. And it was then that kind of, like, I kind of realized that just like Asriel was using pursuit of power as a way to cope with the pain he was suffering and give him kind of like he needed a, basically in the deepest suffering that Asriel was dealing with, the pursuit of power was giving him, it was like a lighthouse when he was lost. It was something to work towards that guided him when everything else seemed like I don't know what to do. And I realized that, you know, like, I'm the Asriel of my own life. And that's kind of what awakened me from... And, you know, the very next day, I shaved because I had become, like... I looked like a hobo, basically. Like, I shaved, I went out, you know, like, I got my hair cut, and I just, like, the next day, basically, it just transformed me, because it, like, I had, through a video game, been shown myself. That's basically, like, the way I would describe it. And while there have been many video game characters who've had an impact on me, none of them have had an impact to such a level as Asriel Dreemurr in Undertale. So let's go ahead and send this character back to the shark hoodie. Where is it? Where's the shark hoodie? And we will equip this character with the Raider's AK, I guess. That's a really good weapon for... You don't need this baseball bat anymore, do you? Oh, you can keep it. It doesn't really matter, actually. So who are we going to use next episode? Let me just pick somebody. A lot of these people are going to get kicked out, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But I guess I'll play as... You're going to be next. I'll outfit her between episodes. But yeah, there you go. Those are my favorite video game characters. Both of them have had an impact on me. I only talked about Asriel because that's a more recent one. But both of them have had, like, a formative effect on my personality and my perspective on things. But, yep, there you go. Those are my favorite video game characters, my favorite video game series. Mega Man X, Undertale, and I guess Deltarune is the sequel to Undertale. That's why I'm very invested in what happens in Deltarune, and I'm very eager to see Asriel appear in Deltarune. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my little story, and yeah, till next time. That'll be the fourth quarter, and that'll also be the episode where we vote. Not this episode, though. No voting in this episode. At any rate, thanks for watching. Like this video, and subscribe for future State of Decay 2 content. Of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.